Remus College. Prestigious in name but in reality a fortress of secrecy run by President Tiberius Thorne, a man who thought Wi-Fi was a government plot and smartphones were spying on his dreams. Outsiders were unwelcome and information was locked down tighter than a nuclear launch code. Thorne ruled from his wood-paneled office, issuing handwritten decrees and treating every decision like a state secret. The administration operated like a shadowy cabal, making even the simplest questions impossible to answer. Students quickly learned that the real skill at Remus was navigating the president's paranoia, not academic excellence. The college was less an institution of learning and more a surreal sitcom, with Thorne's technophobia infecting every corner. And just when it seemed it couldn't get stranger, it did. At Remus, academic standards were a joke. Grades weren't earned. They were negotiated through elaborate sob stories. Students discovered that a creative excuse was more valuable than any study session. Professors were pressured to pass everyone, no matter how flimsy the reason. The best students weren't the brightest, but the best storytellers. Academic rigor vanished, replaced by a culture where deadlines were optional and personal responsibility was a foreign concept. Diplomas became little more than proof of creative excuse-making. Remus was churning out graduates unprepared for reality, blissfully unaware of the disaster looming ahead. The easy ride was about to end. Faculty at Remus were reduced to emotional support staff, their expertise ignored and their authority stripped away. Morale plummeted as professors were told to pass students or face consequences. The best educators fled, replaced by desperate newcomers or those naive enough to think they could fix the system. Departments became hollow shells, and collegiality gave way to suspicion and resentment. Job security was a joke. One day you were a chair, the next you were in a storage closet. The president's secretive rule turned the college into a toxic, crumbling mess. The foundations were rotting and collapse was inevitable. The end was near. The downfall began not with a bang, but with a senior administrator's abrupt resignation, a metaphorical fart that broke the spell. Suddenly everyone saw the emperor had no clothes, and the exodus began. Key staff fled, leaving the president isolated and exposed. Scandals poured out, bizarre hiring, financial mismanagement, and years of chaos. The board of trustees, finally awake, forced Thorne into retirement. He vanished overnight, leaving behind debt, decay, and a mountain of ugly secrets. The carefully maintained facade was shattered. The reckoning had begun. With Thorne gone, the college's dirty laundry spilled out. Nepotism was rampant. Unqualified relatives and friends filled key roles, running departments into the ground. The IT department was run by a golf buddy, campus security by a pet groomer. Consultants, often friends of Thorne, were paid exorbitant fees for trivial tasks, masking personal expenses. College funds were funneled into private pockets while academics suffered. The institution was hollowed out by greed and cronyism. Every dollar wasted was a dollar stolen from students and faculty. The true scale of the damage was only just coming to light. Remus was a case study in self-destruction. Auditors revealed Remus was drowning in debt. The interim administration launched a desperate fire sale. Programs slashed, assets sold, even the president's luxury car auctioned off. Beloved departments vanished overnight. Faculty and staff were laid off en masse. The campus became a ghost town, its community shattered. Even with drastic cuts, the debt was overwhelming. The college's reputation was in ruins, scaring away new students. Applications plummeted, trapping Remus in a vicious cycle. The institution teetered on the brink of collapse, a legacy destroyed by greed and incompetence. Enter Dr. Evelyn Reed, the new president, greeted with wary hope. She promised transparency and shared governance, revealing the full extent of the disaster. But talk was cheap, and trust was in short supply. The challenges were immense: rebuilding trust, restoring academic integrity, and convincing students Remus was worth saving. Reed faced a Herculean task, reviving a college on life support. Could she pull off a miracle, or was Remus doomed to become a cautionary tale? The future was uncertain, the wounds ran deep. July 28, 2025. Remus College stands at a crossroads. Will this be a comeback story or the final act? Only time will tell.